Hi, my name is Ivica and currently I'm working as a DevOps/Cloud Data Engineer at BESTSELLER e-commerce here in Amsterdam. I originally come from Serbia, and as for my education, I'm the guy that barely made it through high school because of some other things, not because of intellect or anything else. When I went to college for the first try, I actually failed, so I waited a couple of years and then tried it again and made it actually. Yay me! What inspired me to start coding is actually a group of people, but they did it indirectly because a long time ago I was introduced to Linux, an operating system, and I started using it for my own personal machine. So if you started using Linux like 20 years ago, you had to fix 1, 2, maybe even 20 scripts to make it work because it was in an early stage. So at that time I realized that I could make things happen with just changing a few lines of code or making a few lines of code. The thing that I enjoy about development the most is that the fact that you're creating something, because when you start, it's just a blank space. There's nothing there, and then you put some code in there, you put some thought in there, you turn ideas into code, and next thing you know it, there's 5 million people using the thing that you created. So it's actually, it can be considered an art. I definitely do consider it an art. And my most favorite language is Python actually, because it's so easy to read, so easy to write. It's almost like you're expressing your ideas through code, and it's natural. I think I realized it the first time when I started sharing knowledge, when I started speaking in public or in not so public, like showing other people how to do something makes you realize that you either know this or you don't know this. And at that time I did it once and then twice, and then I started enjoying it, and I thought, okay, I can do this. I'm not a junior anymore. And then I realized that you really actually learn when you explain things to other people. That is when you really solidify it. I would say that the most defining moment in my entire career was actually moving to the Netherlands and accepting a job that I knew nothing about in a country that I could point to at a map, but I had no idea about it. And just living through all of this and actually thriving. I am a humble person, but I also believe that I have been thriving here in this country and also in this position that I'm currently at. I would say that I personally have never experienced the bias, or maybe I didn't know that I did, because let's face it, I'm a young white guy in tech, so we're basically the majority of it. I feel that interpersonal relationships are really important for a team of people that are working together. You need to know someone, and you shouldn't just be a colleague. You should know a bit more about them, maybe even their family. That's what I like to do with my colleagues. And again, the relationships were always good from my point of view, but myself, I can sometimes come off as a bit more direct or brush or whatever. And I would say that this is tied to my origin, which is Slavic in roots. During my whole career, I never had an official mentor that was assigned to me by someone else, but I usually try to find someone who is more senior than me, or who I view as a role model, as someone that I would like to be when I get older or more senior. So I usually find someone, as I said, and then I just try to learn from them both directly and indirectly, because you can learn so many things in so many ways. I would say that biases are everywhere around us, and it's up to us to try to do something to change this. And I am happy to say that I definitely tried by being a mentor in an organization called Django Girls. And it's an organization, completely non-profit, that helps young women and girls get their first glance of coding by using a framework called Django to build their first website, their first web application, and it's very inclusive in every sense of the word. If you are similar to me in any way, just keep in mind it's being out of your comfort zone is actually helping you, no matter how hard it may seem. But being out there and being bombarded, so to say, is going to help you to learn things and to have a thicker skin, if I may say so, in the future. So just stick with it. Where you're from doesn't define you. The only thing that defines you is yourself and how you treat others.